What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. And the first thing I want to discuss, and a lot of people are not talking about this, but this is very suspicious in my opinion.
Trill ENT is shaking because there's some drama going on in the camp. So Webbie's tour DJ of 10 years has just unalived his wife and himself. There's a lot to this story. Let's talk about it. So when the news covers it, they're not saying his name. But in Powder Springs, Atlanta, there was a situation where a man unalived his wife and unalived himself. When he got to the hospital, he wasn't all the way gone, but then they said he didn't, have that long to live, and he ended up passing away. They had children together. She had children of her own. They're saying she's a loving mother, but they're not giving that much details in the story, just saying it was that word. They said that she was a sweet lady and always with her kids, but I haven't been able to get a picture of her or much information on him. The only thing is a very cryptic long message that we're going to read together that he posted 3 days ago on Facebook. Let's do a little background on the DJ first. So this is Webby DJ T Gutta from St. Louis. You see it says International DJ, Webbie's official DJ, Savage Life ENT, Trill ENT, and Super Unit. Okay, hold on to that. Here's the last picture he posted. I'm guessing he really is from St. Louis. And the pictures that he took indicated to me that this was a DJ on the come up or maybe very local Atlanta. It doesn't look like somebody that's been DJing for the same artist for 10 years, especially somebody as popular as Webby on the scene. But that letter, now let's read that letter because that told me a lot. Long letter, so here we go. Dog, DJing for Webby is a living L. First, that N-word don't want to pay. Then that N-word don't want to see nobody around him shine. Like nobody, not even his brother, ... Why y'all think everybody left from around him? I was only supposed to be his tour DJ, but I had to be his driver, doctor, security, PR, babysitter, booking agent, a referee, a counselor, a road manager, and a list of things. But yet, this N-word don't appreciate none of it. I did all that ish with a smile on my face in front of thousands every night, but I was unalived on the inside. All the times he had seizures on the plane, on stages, in the hotels. Who y'all think was there? Me. Because his family ain't want to deal with him or nobody on tour wanted to deal with him but me. Our driver quit because he didn't want to pay him. Then every time we would try to make our money in other ways, he would always find a way to stop that too. So it's like he don't want to pay, but he don't want to see us eating nowhere. Then this want to get mad in his feelings when we need Boosie to help. When Boosie need us to help him. The N-word, a straight hater. I can't remember how many times he's told me he don't want nobody blowing up off his name. That's why he don't do no features, and he said he don't like taking pictures with other artists or fans. Huh? They think that they trying to get some shine off him. Smack in the face. It was days I straight dreaded going on tour with him. The complains about everything. Being around him is like having to take care of my kids. We had to remind him every day to take his medicine or to not do some stupid ish. The would do some stupid idiot ish like Gutta recorded me doing. He said the N-word would do some stupid kitty-ish and be like Gutta recorded me doing this. And the ish will never get better because his brother Derek, Super Unit, just makes excuses for him. Even though he be mad, he don't pay him either. The ish on the road was so bad, our longtime manager had a stroke and all. And the producer for Savage Life 6 had a brain aneurysm or something in that nature because he was stressing and all. Webby wanted him to produce the whole album and not pay. And didn't want to do the split sheets or nothing. And said, it's my songs, I should get all the money. Which don't make no sense. And yes, he has health issues that cause him to have seizures. But they get 10 times worse when he snort that child. He gotta be the worst artist to DJ for. Yes, I DJed for him for 10 years, but I was always hoping could get better. Or another major artist would recognize my talent, but he blocked everything. I never asked dude for ish. I came around with my own everything. And that Super Unit ish is the biggest BS, a biggest piece of BS. That Super Unit ish is the biggest piece of BS. That ish is only designed so Derek can get paid while everybody else do the work. He promised to help artists but never do. It was some good times, but it was more bad times than any. I never in my life met somebody that complained more than him. This is straight up miserable. So wasn't that a mouthful? And this is 3 days ago to him doing the unaliving, like yesterday and today. This is like very, very telling to what was going on over there. When you look at his IG and everything that he's connected to, it gives artists and DJ that just came out. It doesn't give somebody certified for 10 years in the game. Now, what's interesting about Webby is, you know, that generation, I told y'all, they was a little bit more open with the stuff, was a little more clean back then. But I've seen it before where people that work for people in the industry, they make y'all, they saw that makeup artist on TikTok talking about she had to get the girl's bags. She let her borrow her earrings. No. If you're working with somebody and it's a makeup job or it's a DJ job, don't you go in there and be the concierge. You politely say, hey, I'm not paid to do that. That's not in my job subscription, or don't do it. You feel me? At the end of the day, you don't got to be a flunky and no job. Now, some people think they do, but see how he was dragged along for 10 years and nothing about him gives me he got a chance to come up? Even this Showtime at the Avenue stuff. I lived in Atlanta for years. Atlanta knows me real well. Hey, Atlanta. And I know Atlanta enough to know there's a lot of little showcases and everybody's always connected, stuff going on. But it's always the come up for a lot of people. And everything about him still gives the come up. And that makes me sad. Working for an artist. DJ Darrell worked for Migos more than 10 years and it shows. Even though Webby's not as big as Migos, I'm sure that Boosie DJ looks perfectly fine. I could tell that he's telling the truth about Webby and them features. Webby and Boosie is my favorite artist. I grouped them together because in Dayton, we grew up loving Webby and Boosie. Like, we was Trill fan. We really was. And so we watched that come up. Webby's latest songs, Bundle, She a Wife. His son is featured on She a Wife. You didn't want to call nobody big. They would have worked with you, Webby. But you see now he don't want to work with nobody because allegedly they take the shine. This is disappointing. Everybody's saying that it's sketchy. Something don't add up. I haven't heard a lot about it. Actually, I've only seen me reporting on it. I don't know what's going on here. RIP to that man's wife. I'm sorry to his kids. But there's something fishy going on there.
All right, so you guys just heard that, and I 1000% agree that something sounds fishy here. All this man did was take to Facebook and basically aired out his grievances when it comes to working with Webby. Now, I know that some members of my community that are lost and clueless may feel that what T Gutta did is some form of snitching by taking to Facebook and basically exposing his working relationship with Webby, which is crazy to me. But anyway, I would say to that, he didn't really snitch on anything major. I'm pretty sure that there are other things that he could have went into detail about, because I'm pretty sure the fact that he was Webby's DJ for 10 years, that he's came across some things during that tenure, because I'm pretty sure that Webby has put him in a tight spot before. We all know that Webby can get wild, right? And there's some things that this brother knows by working with Webby for 10 years. Now, it just doesn't sound like to me that this letter was some type of goodbye letter. It doesn't sound like anything that he mentioned within that letter that would warrant him deleting himself. And to be honest, y'all, it probably could have been a precursor for something happening to him and his wife based off the fact of what he knows. Because if you get on the internet and you start to expose individuals like a Webby and things like that, people that you work for, your employer, so to speak, right? If you have some very vital information that could incriminate someone or cause their character to be called into question, and things could get very dicey, they could be facing potential jail time or potential lawsuit, so forth and so on. Who's to say that by T Gutta coming to the internet to voice his frustrations about the hostile work environment that he experienced with Webby was seen to Webby and his camp as an audition to what T Gutta could actually come out and tell next, based off of some information that he may be in possession of. So in their minds, they're probably thinking, hey, we got to get this dude up out of here, right? Now, I'm not accusing Webby of having anything to do with this. I'm just saying that it's not above the realm of possibility that there could have been some foul play surrounding this situation. But anyway, I want to move along and discuss Billy Porter briefly, because he stole the headlines when he attended the Juneteenth celebration and he kissed Joe Biden's hand. Check out this clip and I'll be right back.
If Coon and slavery had a baby, it would be this picture. Because what? It was a Juneteenth event. If anything, Joe Biden will be kissing your hand, not the other way around. This was already doing too much. I look like Joe Biden just paid off your student loan. For a Juneteenth celebration, you want to kiss Massa hand? Oh my goodness. Then to top it off, you knew you were going to the White House and you were the worst dressed and chose this hairstyle? It's like the hair you sweep up once you get braids or a different hairstyle. You put in your head. I went to Pennsylvania Avenue. I bet Joe Biden asked his people like, who in the world is that kiss me on my hand? People said that was Wanda from Holiday Heart.
Chacana!
Why do some of us always take the initiative to embarrass our community like this? I mean, listen, if it was 45, someone doing this to 45, I would say the same thing. We know that he has a toxic fan base and they worship him, you know, but at the end of the day, you're at a Juneteenth celebration and you decide to pull this trick out your hat. And then, guys, if you really zoom in, Billy Porter is looking into the camera. It's almost like he planned this and he wanted that picture to be taken at that particular moment. You know, maybe he got paid for it because he recently came out and said that his house was in foreclosure and he was in financial distress. So listen, if that's how you feel that you got to make your money, I'm on the side of all money ain't good money. But if this is the avenue that you chose to save your house, I guess do what you got to do, brother. Anyway, let's move along. So former LA detective Greg Hayden finally came out and said that it was Diddy that put up the $1 million to take out Tupac and Suge Knight. Now, we've been known about this information, but we never had a detective to actually confirm it. So guys, check out this clip and then I'll be back.
I hope y'all ready. Buckle the fuck up. Former LAPD detective claims Diddy ordered the $1 million hit on Tupac and Suge Knight. Allegedly offered the money to the man who would later go to admit that he was involved in Tupac's unaliving, which is this man in the corner right here, Dwayne Keith Davis. Now, former detective Greg Kading has come forward with the whole thing. According to Kading, it was a heavily evolved investigation into the unaliving of Tupac Shakur and Biggie, which we all know Dwayne admitted to taking Tupac out. Now, according to Kading, Dwayne Davis told him that the hit was ordered during a stop on Diddy's 1995 Summer Jam tour in Anaheim, California. Diddy allegedly got a whole room of Crips together and told him what he wanted them to do. Diddy allegedly offered Keith D $1 million to take Tupac out and Suge that night. And Keith told Diddy that, "Man, we'll wipe them out real quick for you." And then Tupac was taken out after Mike Tyson's fight, you know, at MGM Grand. If you go back to my video when I'm talking about Foxy Brown being a witness to everything, it will let you know this part. Keith D then allegedly obtained a 40 pow from a well-known UGG dealer named Von Zip Martin, who was also a promoter. Keith D, along with his nephew Anderson and two other, blue people, found Shakur and Suge Knight shortly after 11 p.m. on that night and used the .40 caliber to do what they needed to do. But the matter wasn't over just yet. Diddy later called Keith D and asked him, "Was that us? Did we handle business?" And Keith D confirmed, "Yeah, now I want my money." But Diddy reneged on that payment and he never saw a lick of that $1 million. Now, as previously reported, Diddy has denied all allegations, but baby, if Diddy ain't going down for the Cassie shit, he definitely need to go down for the Tupac. We all knew he was involved, but this shit right here just solidified. Tell me what y'all think, peoples.
Must watch to the end. Greg Kading on Puffy.
Against Puffy. With all the information that we know today, what would you need, in your professional opinion, to actually try to pursue him?
Well, if the claims that Keefe D made about the solicitation, the multiple solicitations happened, and I believe there were conversations, but if those things were a true bona fide solicitation for murder, then you're going to need some really strong, credible, corroborating witnesses. You're going to need people that said, "I was there when a financial transaction took place and it was very clear what that money was for. I was there when the agreement was made. I spoke with Puff about it and he told me that he'd hired these guys." You're going to need some really strong, credible witnesses to support what Keefe D said. Absent that, you're dead in the water.
So do you think it'll ever be possible that anything will get to Puffy or no?
Not, in my opinion, I don't see it happening.
All right, so you guys just saw all of that. You saw the publication where Greg Kading has admitted that basically Diddy was the one that ordered the hit on Tupac and Suge Knight, right? So basically, the interview that you saw after that was actually Greg Kading himself speaking on this back in October of 2023. And so there he seems a little bit timid with his response. He's saying that if the things that Keefe D has said is true, how much evidence do you have that could potentially stick to put Puffy behind bars? And he said that he didn't see it happening. But all of a sudden he comes out this year, comes out a couple of days ago and basically says, yeah, Keefe D is telling the truth. Basically, Diddy is the one that ordered the hit. And so I just find it interesting with all of the interviews that Greg Kading has done over the years in regards to the passing of Biggie and Pac, and the fact that Keefe D told Greg Kading about the situation as it pertains to Pac back in 1995. And now in the aftermath of Diddy's homes being raided, it seems as though that Greg has come out and confidently said that basically Diddy was the mastermind behind the plot. And it just makes me wonder, did they obtain any type of evidence from when they raided Diddy's homes? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not if anymore that's coming from Greg Kading. It's not when, it's not how, it's not maybe. It's, yeah, Diddy is responsible for ordering this hit. So it just lets me know that there's some information that came from somewhere and not just Keefe D being the only source. Perhaps that's why Diddy is back in LA. I want to read to you all what my plug sent me this morning in regards to Diddy having to go back to LA. So it says, yo bro, Diddy returned to LA to meet with his lawyers and federal officials for questioning. That's why he's back in LA. It was expressed to me that he had to be back in LA by the 12th. So it seems as though he was ordered. I'm still checking on details and I will get back with you as soon as I hear more. Oh, they saying Suge may receive immunity and may agree to testify against Diddy. The LA buzz on the streets is if he does snitch that he would have to go into witness protection for the rest of his life, but I don't see why given the fact that Diddy ain't from here. All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and I'm going to say that that information is alleged. Even though I trust my plug, y'all know the drill here. I still have to protect the integrity of my platform, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, what I find interesting that in my estimation, it would be difficult for Suge Knight to testify against Diddy, given the fact that he was just on record saying that Diddy was a federal informant. So that would be interesting for him to take the stand after saying and making those claims about Diddy. Now, we've all heard that information before, but I just don't see how Suge can take the stand calling somebody else a federal informant, and then he's going to take the stand to snitch. Now, people will get desperate and do some desperate things in times of need, because I'm pretty sure that Suge does not want to spend the rest of his life in jail, so he may just testify. But anyway, guys, what I want to do right here is leave you all with what I call an educational piece. Because here lately, I've been trying to find myself, educate myself more on who I am and where do I come from, where do our ancestors come from, you know, our history and things of this nature. And I want you guys to take a listen at this particular video right here, because it would truly do something to you on the inside. Because if you go and look up this information, it is retrievable and it is facts. So guys, I want to leave you with this piece, and I encourage you guys to watch this, all right? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
What if I told you the whole concept of white versus black was created solely for the purpose of separation? And that the real individuals behind the president, behind Congress, the hidden hand, is also melanated non-ether people also? What if I told you that? The individuals you see in the illustration behind me are referred to as the black nobility. These are the original 13 families, okay? These are melanated, carbonated individuals. Everything we've ever been told, okay, in reference to who we believe the enemy is, so to speak, has been solely for the purpose of distraction, okay? Now, again, there are male-relevant Caucasian individuals that did wholeheartedly embrace that role, okay, that they were set to play. But this actually derived from our own melanated people selling us out. Look at some of the old relics from Europe, you'll see that these individuals were black people, okay, that they commemorated, that they highly revered. You can find a lot of the real ancient relics in the Vatican. They had statues and all kind of things to commemorate the black nobility. 13 families all have the blood of the black draconian. The individual you see to my left and the illustration behind me is referred to as Tarnush or Halal, okay? This was a black draconian. This is who Rod Hayes making reference to when he say they look like us, but they not us. These are reptilians, okay? And oftentimes they have the pointed ears and a widow's peak as a genetic trait. The elder god Dr. Malachi Z. York, he spoke on these entities in the holy tablets, okay? This is a depiction, okay, of how these individuals look. They're reptilian, they are shapeshifters, and they are black. They are normal melanated. This is a depiction of how some of them may look. They look like us, but they're not us. Here's another example, okay? Black reptilian, black draconian. They figured if they could create an enemy for us, then we wouldn't think about them. Okay, that's why one of their code names, basically is the hidden hand. They're the biggest secret that most people don't talk about. Tarnush is the son of Marduk. Okay, Tarnush wanted some form of cosmic dominion, and when his grandfather Anu didn't grant that his request, he just completely went disagreeable. And there were others that carried that same ideology. They basically wanted dominion and wanted to have some sort of power, and they wanted to cause chaos and wreak havoc because of that. As I told you in the past, these archonic entities thrive on your low frequency emotions like grief, guilt, anxiety, and things of that nature, fear, okay? So they can't really operate in the 528 hertz frequency, which is love. So it's important that you embrace this green Ethereum cosmic energy that's re-emerging, okay? That's the essence of the heart chakra energy that's going to come back. And once we fully embody that and we eliminate all racism, all hatred, and we just fully walk in the heart chakra, okay, and follow the laws of Ma'at, which your heart being light as a feather, which you're forgetting about anything that you've been taught through the indoctrination process in regards to the assimilation, then you will fully ascend and tap into your crown chakra and fully reap the benefits of a Kundalini awakening. You can't do it with hatred, okay? So contrary to what you want to believe, you want to have an enemy and things of that nature. It's understandable, but your biggest enemy is yourself, and your biggest enemy is the indoctrination and a false technology that you've been told, okay? This also came from Yaqub, okay? Remember, he was the author of technology, and a lot of this illustration that we still following stems from that. If you follow in the concept of hatred or anything along the lines of that, then you are actually going off the teachings and the ideologies of technology, which were orchestrated by Yaqub, the scientist. All right. This is some of the doctrines that he came up with on the island of Patmos. OK, Yaqub actually was the one that orchestrated and came up with the enemy for us to have some form of adversities with. OK, that we can actually see to camouflage the 13 families, the black nobility that actually been puppet mastering this whole thing, controlling this whole matrix, operating this whole simulation behind the veil. Remember, the meek shall inherit the earth, and those who really hone into their true primordial self will reap the benefits of ascension to the fifth dimension, okay? You have to just go inward. You have to tap in with self, and you have to realize that everything you have been taught this whole time has been an illusion to create hatred in you and to create some form of diversity and separation amongst the people on this planet. This is important. It says your true work in life is to keep lifting your frequency, because everything in your life comes as a result of the vibration you are on. So if you want a vibration of hatred, you want a vibration of revenge and things of that nature, you're going to completely go through what's called the infinity cycle, where you're going to completely do incarnations over and over and over again. The trick to breaking out of this matrix is actually going into the heart chakra, so you can then go to the higher dimensional planes of existence, because unfortunately these lower realms, you get stuck in the lower realms and the lower ethers if you stay in those frequencies. Peace, love, and light to everyone.